Guys, what's up? I want to show you an incredible way to break down pretty much every problem that occurs during your crisis. Because you can break them down in a specific template, in a specific framework that you can use for the rest of your life. Of course, you will update it and upgrade it for your own life, but I will do this like without any cuts, stoppages, just with you. And I will show it to you. We're gonna start with dividing our piece of paper into 4 parts, just like this. Oh my gosh, it's not that perfect as I want it to be, but we don't care about perfection. We care about stuff that is actually working. So split it like this. You see, so in the middle, we're gonna need some space. We're gonna start from the bottom top corner, but you got it, this square. We're gonna call it health. All stuff that related to our physical health at the first place. Then we're gonna go next to the finance. Here we're gonna talk about income, expenses, finance. Oh my gosh, I forgot how to write. I'm kidding, I remember. Then the next one is gonna be for relationships. Relationships. And the last one is gonna be for our mission and purpose. Basically, our values, stuff that we truly think important to us. In other words, why do we do things at the first place? What brings us, I would say, that inner fire, inner passion to do what we do. Okay, we're gonna start from the health. What is important in our health? 5 main things. Actually, there are 4 main things, but one I just found additionally. It's gonna be our sleep. We all know if we don't sleep, if we don't recover, where we're gonna take the energy from? Nowhere. All those physical things, if they're ignored, there's nothing you can do. That's gonna be your primary focus of development. When you struggle with health, we need to resolve health issues first, and then we can go somewhere else. So sleep, you all know that you gotta sleep, I think, 7-9 hours, but I don't specifically look at hours. I look how much hours do I need. Of course, if you need like 12, 13 and more hours, then that's a problem. We gotta do something over there. Sleep, food schedule. You need to eat well. You need to eat meat, vegetables. If you're vegan, replace it with the eggs. Or actually, vegans do not eat eggs. But whatever it is, you will figure it out. Nice diet. I care about the schedule in the first place, so we have, I would say, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Or you can, I would say, eat 2 times a day or once a day. Depends on you. But the idea is you gotta have the schedule when it comes to the food and consume the necessary nutrients. By the way, sure thing. All the things that we're gonna mention in this video, you actually know them. You just don't complete them. You see, that's the beauty of the life. We know what we are mostly supposed to do, we just don't do it, and then we face consequences and problems. If we're gonna follow the schedule, we're gonna be so much better off. But make sure you're not gonna turn every single day into the schedule. You're gonna get bored so much with a life like this. At least 2 days you gotta have where you can do whatever you want. Okay, food, pretty much mentioned. Please stop with those sodas and junk food. At most, once a month. No more often food. Then we gotta drink water. What happens when we stop drinking water? We are made of water. 70% of us are but walking water. We cannot ignore water. Drink the fluids. Drink the water specifically. Not tea, not juices, just water. Then it's gonna be our physical activity. Now I want to do this faster. I mean, writing down the words. Without physical activity, if we do not use muscles, our muscles are gonna, disappear. We need to move. We are created to move. Look at our nature. We're supposed to jump and walk and do some sports. So yes, anything will work. You prefer cardio, do cardio in the first place. You prefer, would say, lift something, gain muscle mass, for sure. Just do it. At least 30 minutes a day. Preferably cardio. Walking. That should be your bare minimum. 10,000 steps a day should be your bare minimum. If you do this, better than nothing. Every time I would say people ignore physical activity, they're not gonna have any new thoughts and energy they're not gonna have the source of those new thoughts and energy. We need somewhere to refill. This is the easiest way to do this. Because when I analyze people and we break down them using this template, I see right away where they ignore something. When you ignore something that is fundamental, there's no wonder why you're not doing good in your life. And the bonus one, I call it recovery, or you can call it also body activities. By the way, the list looks like this, so make sure you're gonna write it down for you. All those activities for the bodies that bring us joy. You like spa? Do spa. You like massage? Do massage. Especially if this one is important for ladies. If our body is relaxed and feels safe, we're gonna be able to do what? You write see simple solutions to complex problems. Or at least you will have the strategy to resolve the complex problem. Our best thoughts are coming when we are relaxed. All people who are trying to avoid and they trying to be like a hamster in the wheel without stopping, they pretty much cooked because they just not gonna see those opportunities no matter what you say and tell them. Okay, with the health, pretty much clear. If something is still not working while you're following all the schedule, we need to take the blood test to see what is actually wrong with us. All those basic, I used to think, oh, you just gotta focus on the mindset, you just gotta focus on the thoughts, but not. You gotta look at your chemical balance, how's it going? Because if it sucks, you can do thousands of meditations, but it ain't gonna help. Because the issue, you just miss certain element. Yeah, I would say some people say they sometimes think too much about their only physical well-being, but it's the balance, 50-50. 50% is coming from your mental side, the remaining 50 are coming from your body side. It's the ultimate union of two things. Let's go to finance. So, first thing first, I'm not a finance coach, but basic things that you gotta have. Your current income from the all sources minus expenses equals your profit. I say that's not exactly the perfect definitions for the finance, but we're doing, I would say, personal. Finance, I would say, for personal loss. So the question is, what we're gonna do with this profit? You can, I would say, break down and put your numbers right away. Your current income, count your current expenses, open this banking statement for the previous month, and just do the thing. It's simple, no one is stopping you. Only what is stopping is this thing, those insecurities, those emotional blocks. Profit. So with the remaining profit there, I would say 3 ways we spend it. First one is investing into our skills. Investing into our skill set. So you can make more money. That's the idea. You should never stop with your skill set. It's something should be continuous process. So every time you would say you purchase something new in terms, I would say education, course, mentorship, you will be better off. You just gotta make sure the people who you purchase it from will give you the result that you're seeking from. You level up your income, and your income is growing faster than your expenses. Then you're gonna be so much better off. Second thing is gonna be investing and saving. It's actually something that I need to work on, but I decided to focus more on leveling up the income at the moment because it's much easier to invest when you make, for example, 40, 50K, which is great. So the amount you will have for the savings is going to be much more. So far, seriously, you can afford this. I think by the age of 28, 29, it's for the young folks. You can focus purely on building a unique skill set that will create you much, much higher income than most people do. Invest into, so I'm gonna, like stocks, bonds, investment market. That's why it's so important to talk to specialists, experts in their field. You can study finance and you will have your financial strategy. Gotta send you to Vlados, he knows what to do with you. Vlados, I would say papers, whatever it is. So far it looks like this. And the final one is gonna be fun. to enjoy the life, guys. It's pointless, I would say, to have money if you just don't enjoy them at all. What's the point of you, for example, making even 90K a month when you just do nothing with it? It's stored deep in the safe or deep in your checking account. Useless. So yes, here you can, you just gotta have fun. I remember there was like one guy who was a trader, and I asked him, what did you do with your money when you made a lot? And he said, just went to the restaurant and that's it. And he said, oh, well, yeah, pretty much it. He really played not a wise game. He invested mostly in those, I would say, stuff in stocks. I'm not sure what he exactly did. Then the market faced, yes, crisis, or the opposite of the crisis. Market was going too good, so he basically pretty much lost everything. No. Yeah, market wasn't doing good, so yeah, he lost everything. He didn't enjoy his money at all. He didn't use the money to his own advantage to enjoy the life. Okay, looks like this simple scheme. Of course, you're gonna, if you're a finance expert, you're gonna go much deeper. You will ask what specific assets. You're gonna build specific strategies, but that's the idea. If you're doing those basic steps, I'm pretty sure you're doing well with your money in the long term and in the short term. Then, things that we are mostly interested in, our relationships. We are social human beings. We're social creatures. And if we have inner unresolved conflicts, it takes a lot of our attention. Suppressed feelings takes a lot of our time and energy and attention. We think about it during the day. And if our majority of our thoughts are about family issues and we just avoid something, we struggle. Every time you try to avoid something, you're not gonna do good in the life, at least in our human life. So your relationships, first thing first, it's your wife or husband or boyfriend or girlfriend. Husband or girlfriend, because that's the person you spend the most time. It's a person with who you're gonna have the strongest connection, if it's stronger with the parents one. So yeah, like this. Then it's gonna be your relationship with your mom and dad. That's where our most family conflicts coming from. All those unresolved issues, because a lot of frameworks, a lot of, I would say, beliefs we get from our mom and dad, and we have conflicts every time we're gonna get the reminder. For example, on the social network, somewhere else, someone's gonna mention, it's gonna bring us back to that negative state. Every time we're in negative states, every time we try to suppress something, yeah, it takes a lot of our attention. Your siblings, if you have, so, or friends. By the way, here it doesn't matter. You can say put friends higher. Your children, if you have any. Your colleagues. I'm just gonna use a cursive because, yeah, much faster. Colleagues, and for example, your mentors, teachers. Looks like this. So if you have, I would say, conflicts, yes, and you are the person who really sensitive to them. For example, in my case, it's really difficult to set an argument with close people because I'm getting emotional. I usually spend all the time trying to think in advance and how to behave differently than who I am, and that's the issue. It takes a lot of my time and attention, so I always prefer to have peace with everyone, especially my relatives. I know that some cases war is inevitable, but at least the idea is just for you to feel chill, to release the emotion. So it's going to be their problem, not yours. Every time it's your problem, that's where the issue occurs. We need good relationships. When we have good relationships, what happens? We're doing so much better. The last one is the purpose, mission, and your values. This one is pretty vague. How you call it? Vague, like VAGUE. Pretty broad dimension, because this one is purely about you. What do you believe in? What is important for you? Yes, but here I want to pay attention to your talents and things about yourself that you avoid. About. No, on the right faster. Okay, I switched to the cursive, but I think you will see it over there. what I have talents, yes, and things you avoid. Something that will make your life meaningful, your mission. For example, helping people, but helping people through what? Through technology, through new discoveries, through working as a nurse, through working as again as who I am working as, like regression hypnotherapist, stuff like this. Even through esotericism and mystical healing, purely depends on you. And this is the most important step. Find yourself. What are you truly capable of, understanding your potential, and what is your peak, where's your prime at. Of course, maybe you're not going to reach it, but the idea is just at least to have the process. To have the process that will bring you where you want to be. And simple example with this, when I ask what people want, they usually start with tangible assets like nice house, nice car, decent car, and something related to the family, healthy family. We always go deeper than that. Why? What will it do? Well, I'm gonna feel much happier these days. Then you ask, are you happy now? And people like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Or, sometimes not really. Actually, I'm not really happy. So we always ask the next why. I also heard it on one of the great videos that you gotta ask 5 why questions to understand what's actually happening. In my case, I usually don't exactly follow the rule on the consultations if we reach answer faster, or sometimes we just need to ask a little more questions to get into the pain, to get into what truly you bothering you. So far, we've got. I'm just gonna write down the mission real quick. So in purpose, attention, and values, write down everything that you think is important for you, not for others, not for your friends or family, for you. By the way, in the end, what you can do is just make a little check marks where you're doing good and where you're doing bad. For example, I suck in sleep, but I'm really good in food schedule. I drink enough water, but I at the same time suck at physical activity. Same with your relationships. Just do the checkup. Do the checkup. How's your wife? How's your relationship with dad? Who is truly bothering you at the moment? Because we don't care about how we should react. We care about the feeling at the first place. We need to release the feeling, then we're gonna think about how we react, how to change our reaction. So remember, I ask you to leave the place. For this one, the most important thing, and I'm gonna give you the answer. It's our emotions and feelings. This is the ultimate source. Ba-bam! This is the most important aspect that we gotta consider. Emotions and feelings. If you have, I would say, troubles with someone in relationships, you're gonna have negative emotions, so it's gonna be connected to our relationships. A lot of health issues, are coming from here at the first place. So that's why I often say, in terms of health, we combine two things. We analyze how you're doing mentally and physically. Physically, when I tell you like to take a blood test. Mentally, when it comes to the suppressed emotions. So somehow related to relationships as well. Finance. Finance is the destination of actions. What do we avoid? Some people, I would say, they are maybe afraid of money. Well, if I'm gonna be super famous and rich, I won't be able to trust my family. Feeling of the trust, feeling of betrayal, because they will see me as a bag of money. That's why people just prefer family relationships over their personal success, which is absolutely leads to self-betrayal in our purpose, mission, and value quadrant. So yes, financial blocks, they exist as well. And the purpose is when you know what you're doing, what's your mission, why have you been created in the first place? Those big, important questions that will change your trajectory, change your life scenario. So you will choose much better one, the one that feels much more satisfying. So core with all of our challenges lies here with emotions and feelings within our subconscious. So every time I end up in crisis, end up, would say, in personal issues, I make this checkup. For example, yes, I've got sleep, food, water, physical activity, on recovery body. What did I ignore? I like, oh my gosh, I forgot about recovery. And I sleep really, really bad. I forget about nighttime routines. Then we gotta do the health. Relationships, how is it going? Who have I conflict with? For example, I had a conflict with my friend. Shit, it truly bothers me because this is a close person. I need either to talk with him or to resolve that negative feeling if we split our ways forever. Or, for example, if someone died. Yeah, that might happen as well. With finance, looking at my income, where I overspend, or for example, where I avoid money. What activity do I ignore? For example, why do I start ignoring in-person events? What's the reason? I'm getting, I would say, super worried. I would say, prepare a little bit. Or I just think, I get to chill. That's the issue. That's why I've got struggles with income. All that system, it's interrelated. It's all connected. You cannot ignore any of these steps. Same goes with your purpose and mission values. For example, I make a live stream, and after this one, I feel either super excited, but a little tired, or I feel tired and I didn't see the purpose why I did it. This is going against my principles. I was talking about the topics that I didn't want to talk, especially politics. When we started talking about politics on my live stream, yeah, that's getting really annoying, and I gotta see direct the conversation into the direction that I want to have it. Because this is my live stream. I talk about the topics that I find important. So yeah, that's the idea. Make this checklist. Check out the marks. What you're struggling with. What truly I would say bothering you. You can just select it right away, follow it, and let me know what you got. Because when we do this self-analysis, we can finally understand what's the real problem is. We're not overcomplicating things, and we keep things practical and real. So we're not going to turn into this endless overthinking. Our idea is actually to stop overthinking in the first place when we are struggling with anything from these 4 quadrants. Make sure you're going to follow me. I will see you in the future videos.